Welcome back, or welcome here if you are new to my channel. Thank you all for being so supportive during these last couple of weeks. As you might see, I feel like I'm starting to doing better. I cut my hair, got some bangs, still trying to figure it out, how it feels. And I've been hanging out with my girlfriends back at home, having coffees, catching up, being around my family. I've been doing really good. So I'm starting to actually feel a bit better already. And it's only been, 2-3 weeks now. Thank you so much for all of the support, guys. It means the world to me. I was planning for this week's video to make a Q&A, and this is something that I have never done on my channel so far. And I asked you to leave if you have any questions, and I will try my best to answer them in an, interesting way. And I hope you will enjoy this video. Just a quick little disclaimer. Next week, next Sunday, I will not publish a video. I am traveling on Thursday to get all of my belongings back from the south and staying for a couple of days, just trying to sort out the last things I need to do there. And then I'm traveling back home and I will not have the energy. So, if I don't reply, if I don't post anything, I'm alright. I'm just dealing with the last stuff. But let's get into the Q&A. So the first question is, how old are you? And I am give or take a year to 30. I might have a very baby face and look very young, but I have my years, I have my experience as well. So I found it quite funny when people think I'm younger than I am. And the second question is, how tall are you? And I am 163 centimeters, and I think that is equal to 5'3". Not quite sure. Some average height, not short, not tall, just average. And I'm really grateful for that. What countries have you visited until now? I've been to the neighboring countries, of course, like Finland, Norway. I once been to England, and also I've been to Italy, and I have a vlog from that. I think it was like 2 summers ago now that I made that vlog. I am not an avid traveler. I do not travel a lot because I get very stressed. So hopefully that will be something I can do when I feel a bit better. What languages do you speak or understand? And I have my mother language was Swedish, and then used English. I am not fluent in any other language. Like sometimes you can pick out, and like the Scandinavian countries can understand each other a bit, but I'm only fluent in 2 languages. Then we have a 3-part question. Favorite color, favorite food, and favorite book. I think my favorite colors has to be either green or blue. I think they're very relaxing, calming colors, and I usually like green because it suits my eyes. I feel a little bit embarrassed about the question about favorite food, because this is gonna sound so like childish in a way, but I love hot dogs. It's such a like staple, easy food. Like you can be out in the forest grilling hot dogs, you can have a barbecue party grilling hot dogs, you can just do it quick. I am a very big fan of hot dogs. I try not to eat it so much. You know, processed food is not good for you, but when I have the time, or you know, I try to buy or make homemade hot dogs, or buy that is made from like good meat, I guess, if you understand it. I really enjoy. Maybe sausages would be the better answer. And favorite book would be Nana by Emil Zola. I really enjoy all books by that author. I read a lot of them, and I think they are very good classical books. And then we have, what do you do for work? Don't answer if you don't want to. And thank you for putting that at last. I want to be a little bit private, just for my own safety. But I think my mother had such a good like wording or phrasing to describe what I work with, and she calls it like the soft world. Like I work with people, if you can imagine the fields like nursing, teacher, psychologist, social worker, within that kind of branch. I have a university degree, so I am educated, but I do not work in an office or in front of a computer or anything like that. So it's a very social job, I can say that. Thank you for your question, and thank you for your respect. What would be your comfort food if you have one? And from what I understand, a comfort food is like something from your childhood, I guess. And the comfort food I have is called köttsoppa in Swedish. It is a Swedish meat soup with like carrots, potatoes, meat broth, and just different small pieces of meat. It's very simple, and I really enjoy simple food, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I would love to know some of your favorite TV shows and books. Well, I can first go back to the book part. Anything by Emil Zola is very good, and I highly recommend it. Other than that, I do not read a lot of books, unfortunately. And favorite TV shows? Currently, there is not a TV show I am following, but my favorite one that I can rewatch so many times is Better Call Saul. I think that is by far the best TV show ever. Like, I think I rewatched it now like 3 or 4 times, and I do not get bored at all. I think it's such a good show. But then we also have a Swedish show called Marco and Irma, and it's about like a Swedish rapper from the 90s, like ironic, he's satiric, he was playing a character. I'm such a fangirl of him, Markoolio, and he got like a reality show, 2 seasons, with his mother, where they are renovating her house, and she's an old Finnish like alcoholic, so she's just unhinged, saying so funny stuff, and it's really wholesome. I can see if I can link it, and if I found like with subtitles, but it is such a good show. I love that kind of wholesome TV series, you know, building, renovating houses, seeing family history. It's so nice. Those 2 are my top favorites, like ever. Aside from your channel, what are some of your favorite hobbies? Are there any old favorite pastimes that you haven't done in a while? And I don't know if I per se have any other hobbies than my channel and gaming, really, that I do a lot. But I really enjoy being out in nature, like bird watching, picking berries. I think picking cloudberries is the best thing ever. when I was younger, I used to hunt for minerals, like out in the forest and such. And also, as a child, something I really want to get back into was that I used to play a lot of chess. And I don't know why I quit. It's such a fun thing to do. Then we have favorite music, and I don't have a genre that I listen to. I listen to pretty much everything or anything, but my top two that I listen to a lot would be Queen Herbie and Outcast. It's music that makes me really happy, and I really do enjoy that feeling. The only thing I do not listen to is music that makes me sad. I do not enjoy that feeling. If you had 3 wishes, what would that be? I wonder if from a solely selfish perspective, for me, I would wish for having enough income to get a loan to buy a cabin. I would really wish to have enough land on my property to have a big garden, and I would wish for my dog to have a long and healthy life. I think those are the 3 wishes that I feel now as a priority to my life, and I can't think of anything else besides that actually right now that I want for myself. When did you start playing World of Warcraft, or maybe more specifically, what expansion did you start playing? First time I started playing World of Warcraft was during the launch of the Burning Crusade. I did not experience vanilla since I was too young, and I could not afford my own account, so it was a shared account and private servers. But I got my own account at the very end of Breath of the Lich King. So from then, I've been completely non-stop gaming World of Warcraft. What has been your most memorable, funny and or odd moment glitch you have encountered while playing one of your favorite games? Be it while playing alone or with others. I think that would have to be during, was it Warlords of Draenor or the end of Mist of Pandaria, where if you would purchase in World of Warcraft, like from a flight master or flight path, you would just go through the entire world, like not to the little huts and places, just completely disappearing under the world. I don't think a lot of people actually experience that, or I might be wrong, but I was freaking out. I thought my character would disappear, but it didn't. Do you watch anime? If yes, which is your fav? Yes, I do almost only watch anime now, and not TV series. My top favorite that I'm such a big fangirl of is the Apothecary Diaries. Like, I have all the mangas, I'm buying all the light novels. I even ordered or pre-ordered some of the Nendoroids of Mau Mau and Yinshi, and I also bought the Sega figure of Mau Mau and a couple of other pre-orders that I'm looking so much forward to get. But I love the Apothecary Diaries, and I also been watching a lot of A Sign of Affection. I really love those kind of romance animes, but my other top favorites that I've been watching again and again is Dorohedoro. That is such a good both manga and anime in my opinion, and I'm so grateful that I think they have been rumored about making next year finally another season for Dorohedoro. So good. Thoughts on the World Soul Saga? How likely is that you will be done with World of Warcraft retail after these next 3 expansions? I I was very skeptical when I made my reaction to BlizzCon video about the whole storyline path they took. It feels to me a bit too superhero and not Fantasyland, I guess, if I can say that. Even though Warcraft has always been like a kitchen sink RPG, like it has everything, I think the story has become so small. It's so centered around this bigger perspective that has always been in the background, like one big bad guy or something like that. That I do feel a bit lost about the story. I want to have a lot. I want to be able to imagine my own stories and play out my own narrative. But I will still be playing. Like, I love this game. I love the world. I love everything that it's been to me and still is. So I'm sure I will keep playing. The only thing I'm afraid about is that they will be like, after the World Soul Saga, be like, no more expansions. That would be very sad. And I have that gut feeling now when they are releasing all of the old TCG rare mounts through the oh my god, I lost the name for it. Sorry, but you know the post, the new like trading post. Oh god, like I've been like, when is the spectral tiger popping up on the trading post? Like, you know. So a little bit afraid for that, but thank God we have private servers, you know. What is your favorite thing about fantasy worlds? Is there something about them that inspires you, or are they just nice places to visit? I am a very imaginative person, is that what you call it? Like, I can fantasize a lot. Already as a child, and still as an adult, I can be like out in the very deep forest, being like, I wonder if there would be like a, in Nordic and Swedish folklore, trolls used to be like big mountain trolls, you know, with long noses and long hair, hanging out in the forest. And I like to believe like that mythology, like maybe it exists. I don't know. I like the mystery, I guess. It's so much you don't know about and want to figure out. Like, it's I really enjoy that part, the whole mystery aspect of fantasy worlds and not understanding things and wanting to know more about fantastical beasts, races and places. Then we have another question, if I have any favorite animes or mangas, but then I can cover my maybe favorite mangas. One series I think is better than the anime is The Witch and the Beast, which is pretty new, and then I am really loving Vagabond. It's such a good manga, and I've been starting also to get into Berserk, but it's a lot, you know, it takes time to read and just take the story. It's a very rough story to read in like one sitting. So I would say those are the ones I really, really enjoy reading. What made you have the idea of combining your calming voice with books of game lore? It's such an interesting combination. Well, I guess that what made me start this is that I wanted to make content I wanted to see more of. I've been name dropping this guy so many times, but Before Sleep ASMR makes a lot of ASMR, or made a lot of ASMR, with World of Warcraft items that I've been watching to go to bed for years. And then also what really kicked me into wanting to start this was Tony Bonboni. He's like a really old school, like OG ASMR creator, and he used to make some videos where he played Warcraft. And then he made a video where he like just flew over Angora crater and read out like all the layer names of the huts, and I just like, I got so many tingles that I really wanted to like I gotta whip out my World of Warcraft Atlas and make a video like that right now. And that's how it started. That is my first video I made on this channel. And then I just continued because I enjoyed this content myself to watch. What other types of RPG or action games are you interested in trying out in the future? This is pretty hard because I do tend to stick to what I know, playing the same old games I've always been playing. I really been wanting to try out like the Elden Ring, Sekiro games, and I was really interested in the new like Japanese styled Assassin's Creed. Is it called Shadows? But I've seen how they have made it like a subscription base, or that you have to pay like a AAA, quadruple A price, like $70 for the base game, and I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm not doing that. So I might just be playing out the Witcher games again and stick with World of Warcraft and trying out the Elden Ring games maybe. I'm not quite sure actually. I hope to have more time this year to game now during all of these unfortunate circumstances at least. If you could visit one video game location from any game, what would it be? That would have to be my favorite zone of all time. That's from World of Warcraft, the Burning Crusade, Terracar Forest. Oh my god, I love that place. It's so calming, beautiful, and has a depressing aura at the same time. Like, when I am in a really bad mood, I either take a car or a bike and I go out to the forest, listen to the music from Terracar Forest, like on YouTube, and just relax and try to get myself together. And so that is something, if it were a real place, I would go there, I would live there, I would be there any day. What was the very first, earliest video game you remember playing and loving as a child? Any specific memories that make you smile? I can't remember like what first game I used to play. Like I've been through like what was it even called? Oh my god, I can't remember, like the Nintendo Cube? Nintendo Cube? No, it's not called that. I'm sorry. And like Game Boy Advance, a lot of games like that. But I actually can't remember which one were the first. I know there is a lot of nostalgic Swedish made video games that I loved, that I'm planning to maybe in the future to make videos about, maybe in Swedish, and show you. But other than that, I played a lot of The Sims 2 as a child, and that is, I really do love that game. A memory that makes me smile to this day is when I realized as a child, like, this is how you go to the upper level of a house, because I didn't figure out how to do that, so I was just stuck on the base level of a 2-story house, not like getting panicked, like, no, my Sims are disappearing when I walked upstairs. So that's a really good memory. And I to this day I love the first Harry Potter game for PC. I still have a copy of that and I still play it, and my mother does as well. It's such a good wholesome game. I love that game. How do you feel about World of Warcraft Project Ascension? Do you or have you played? No, I have not in many years played on private servers, and I know that Project Ascension is looking very fun. The whole private server is that you are classless and you can make out your own combination of classes through different abilities. If it's safe to try out, I would really like to try it out. It looks very fun. I'm not sure, are you allowed to like record or stream when you play on private servers? Or is still that like not liked, you know? And And I do have been looking into like, is it Turtle Wow that has all the different classes, I think. Or not classes, sorry, races. They have the ogres, and I was like, oh no, like I still want my ogres in World of Warcraft so bad. So I've been looking into both Project Ascension and Turtle Wow on the side, you know. But I will always be like having my main account. It means so much to me on retail. What is your favorite game or franchise and art book? Top one will always be World of Warcraft. And my favorite art book would be from the Burning Crusade one that I made a video really early. I think it was like my third video on this channel. It just fills me with so much nostalgia and so much happiness. Like every time I open that book, I just feel like, oh my god. So that would be my favorite book and favorite game franchise. I really like the videos where you walk around in World of Warcraft reviewing the world. They are super cozy. My question is, would you be open to making those style of videos again? It could be in a different game like Skyrim, Witcher, etc. Those are my favorite type of ASMR videos by far. Thank you for enjoying those. And yes, I was planning to make a lot of them, but you know, now with getting kicked out from my own home, not having an apartment, I think I will be able to make that sort of content once I get my desk, my computer, and all of that kind of stuff over here. So yes, I want to, and I hope I can make that come true as well. I was curious to see if you are ever planning on playing any From Software game, Elden Ring or Dark Souls for example. Yes, I'm gonna try out Elden Ring. I'm not fast on the keyboard, so I might suck. But I want to try both Elden Ring and Sekiro. And we will see what happens with that. What is one thing you love about yourself and one thing you wish you could change? That is such a good question. Like, how to answer that without something like you're full of yourself, you know? What I really love about myself is that it takes so little for me to feel like fulfilled or happy. I have my favorite places, and those are like little small spots in the woods, like where I would just sit and relax, maybe have some food to grill or a cup of coffee, and I just feel like this is my happy place, this is all I need, recharging my energies. I am not a person that enjoys like traveling, events, expensive dinners, like all of that can be nice, but I don't need that to be happy. I just need nature, peace, quiet, and being able to like breathe fresh air, and I feel so happy. That's something I love about myself, because I don't need a lot from myself to be happy. And one thing I wish I could change, I have really bad FOMO, like fear of missing out. I always start thinking about like, oh, but if I do this, will I regret it? Will I be sad? What if I regret it in 5 years? Blah, blah, blah. All of that, like I've been dealing. When I moved to the south, I was so like sad over leaving my family, my home, everything I built up. Now when I'm getting kicked back, moving back to the north, I'm like, oh, but what if I will miss the south? And I'm like, chill out, stop thinking, don't do this to yourself. Like, that is something I really need to work on, like not being afraid of missing out things, because that is just making myself unhappy. Have you thought about streaming? Yes, in my now old apartment that I moved from, I was setting up like my setup in the office so I could start streaming. I really want to like do the Patreon streaming, maybe get a little bit more money from doing this like hobby, so I do not have to work so much within the profession I have. But now, until I either get a cabin or another apartment, I do not think I will be able to stream, because I'm gonna have my mother like yelling like, Edu, help! in the middle of the stream. So, no, I cannot do that now, but I really hope to do that. If you couldn't choose World of Warcraft as the fantasy world to live in, which game or other fantasy world would you choose? Other than World of Warcraft, I wonder if it were a game, probably within the Witcher universe, but I would be killed off so fast, like I could not deal with that. I think I would like to live within the Lord of the Rings, being a hobbit. I think that is the most suitable lifestyle for me, just having my own little house and garden and being happy. I think that would be a dream life for me, being a hobbit. Do you follow Marvel Entertainment and DC Comics, like DC films? No, I do not have any like superhero movie or franchise that scratch my itch, I guess. I'm more into either fantasy or sci-fi, and I have not ever found any like superhero franchise that I've been interested in. So, not yet, I guess. Maybe I would say. Who knows? But no, unfortunately not. And the very last question is, did you say you have a dog? Please show us your fur baby. This is my best friend in the world. He looks a bit ungroomed now, but that's okay. He is a Bichon Havanese. His name is Prince, and he is 7 years old. He is the world's greatest dog. He has both a mental and physical disability. He was born very sick with a brain injury, but I've been bottle feeding him since he was 3 days old, and he is my baby. He is not sick that any vet wants him to get put down. He's being happy and healthy, and he is like a forever puppy. I think that's part of his disability, and when I'm out with him, I do take him a lot in a stroller because he gets very tired, because he is having 2 short front legs, and I also think he was missing a joint in his legs. So this is my little baby. He is the best boy in the world, and I love him very dearly. Maybe some other time I can make like a story time about this little guy, but he's the best. Thank you all so much for your questions, for your support, and for enjoying this video. Thank you so much for watching.